Hello everyone, welcome to another motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498, and on today's motovlog, what I'd like to talk about is motorcycle related as usual. And that topic is one that I might get a little bit of the comments, and I might get a little bit of, oh, that's cool. Do you think scooters are a good alternative or a good only motorcycle to have as a whole? You know, right now you got some great, I think, mid-sized scooter markets. You've got in the United States, you've got the Honda ADV 160. It's just changed from 150, I do believe. You've got that scooter. You've got stuff like the Bergman, which I think is a 400, if memory serves me right. You've got Yamaha's big kind of touring. It's not a VMAX like the motorcycle. I think it's a RMAX. I can't remember. Sorry. Too much stuff on the brain to try to do motovlogs. Can't always remember everything. But you know, there's some good things about scooters. I think scooters would be perfect for little back road areas like island like this. The bikes are light. They're very flickable, easy to maneuver around. You know, I'm sure, yes, some of the scooters that aren't like the Bergmans aren't going to be great to take interstate, but let's take interstate on a motorcycle or a scooter. These roads like I'm riding right now are so much more fun than that, I think. So, you know, the scooters, you know, one, they're pretty inexpensive, even new. I think Honda's Trail 150, it now has changed to 160. I think that bike's like $5,500, maybe closer to $6,000 before taxes, dealer prep, yada yada yada. And you know, there's lots of good things about them. I think not only do they be good on back roads like this, you know, commuting if you didn't have to take the interstate, they'd be great at. They get really good fuel mileage. A lot of them get, you know, in the low 80s and above. A lot of your scooters, like the bigger ones, like the Honda ADV one and the Yamaha one, the Bergman does too. The seat is on like a gas strut and it lifts up, so, and it's lockable. You can put a full-size helmet in most of them, I do believe. And you know, so you can do that, walk in, get somewhere, grab some groceries, take a couple bags of groceries home. You can commute to work in it, do kind of like what I do on this bike, my 2022 KLR. This bike comes factory with a top box, so I use the top box for commuting and riding in general. So I'll take my lunchbox with me on the way to work. When I get to work, I can put my Climb Krios Pro that I'm wearing in there, my jacket, kind of wrap around them, and a set of gloves, and walk in just like I rode in a car that day. No muss, no fuss, everything's locked. I don't have to worry about someone at work damaging my gear, running off with it, you know, and that kind of stuff, you know, till I had a bike like this in my 2016 FJR Yamaha. That bike has factory side bags, the one I bought, even though I bought it used, and it's the same thing. I can put my helmet in one side, gloves, jacket, all that stuff in the other, and walk in, and no big deal. And all that stuff, it makes the experience that much more enjoyable, I think, as a whole. You know, it's just, it really does. I think it's a lot more fun to do that, you know, because not everybody wants to go in a store and carry around all the gear and stuff. It's just, it's not terrible, but I've done it, but it's not the greatest in the world either. So, you know, scooters, a lot of them are CVTs too, so there's no clutch to move. They have good wind protection because most of the time the bearing kind of overlaps the sides, because the motor on most scooters is like kind of underneath the back seat and down by the swing arm or a little in front of it. So the motor's down low, so they're really lightweight. They have a low center of gravity because most of the weight being super low. They're just a lot of your scooters will have a couple little puggy cubby departments below the dash where you can put like your wallet, cell phone, stuff like that in. There's no clutch to mess around with if you're commuting somewhere in like heavy street traffic. We've got a lot of stop and go stuff. And you know, is a scooter a great only bike? Maybe not. It depends on the person. Is it a probably pretty good second bike? Sure. You know, they make a lot of sense. They're not expensive, they're cheap to own, cheap to insure, they get good gas mileage. Sure, if you were fairly mechanically inclined, you can do most on the work on them yourself. There's a lot of positive and not that much negative. Yeah, do some people look at you and think you're dorky riding a scooter? Probably. Do you care if you have one? Probably not. Just like this bike. This bike is a little, I wouldn't say it's ugly, but it's definitely not super pretty. Do I care? No, because the bike still puts a smile on my face. I could care less what anybody thinks. You know, some people care about that stuff, some don't. Some people think they're too cool to ride a scooter, and who cares? As long as at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun and you be you, that's all that matters, I think. It's just so much stuff now is every stuff on image. Everybody's like, oh, you'll hear a lot of people. It's like, well, you're not a real biker unless you ride a Harley. Dude, do you know how many different manufacturers of motorcycles there are out there? And it's always the ones that are like, well, that I ask, well, do you ride? They're like, no, but I got a Harley t-shirt. It's like, really? You have no idea the things in life that you're missing out upon, but yet you're saying Harley is the only thing out there. Get real. It's the same thing. You know, I'm not knocking Harleys. I'm not saying Harleys are bad motorcycles at all. Just saying there's a lot of stuff out there. And, you know, even Harley now makes an adventure bike, so that ought to tell you something. Because the new owner is doing things and, you know, giving people more what they want and more choices. And that's what it's all about. Having more choices and enjoying life. So, on that guys, thanks for watching today's motovlog. If you have any comments, leave them down in the comment section below. Don't forget me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already done so, as I upload every week on the normal. On that, guys, ride safe and have fun. See ya.